What is up, POW fam, and welcome to day 11 of Countdown to FIDE 100. My name is Paul Emmanuel Habaradas, aka Paul POW, and we are in the year 1934. And guess what? We are now down to 90 days before FIDE turns 100. Okay, this is a game. This is a game between the two world chess champions, Alexander Alekhine, and the longest reigning world champion, Emanuel Lasker. I think it was from late 1800s to, let's just say, 1920s. We already we already covered this in the chess short last Friday. So if you want to see it, quick link in the description. Sorry, I've been onto a dry cough. Okay, so let's go back. How did this happen, and how? Let's just try to tell what's on the full game of this Alekhine Lasker that we've done the short one last Friday. Okay, so here we are. Let's start with d4, and then d5, c4. Usually when me in 2020, he goes on to take the free pawn. I don't know why that's called Queen's Gambit accepted, but yeah, because of the free piece. Okay, so e6, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, bishop e7, bishop g5, knight bd7, e3, castling, rook c1, c6, bishop d3, d takes, bishop takes, knight to d5, bishop takes and queen takes, knight e4, and knight 5 f6, knight g3, e5, castles, e takes d4, and knight f5. Okay, so here's the plan. You can go here for this. That would have been a best guess. But in the variation played in 1957 of Trifunovic and Brad Veravic, he goes on to take this. Queen takes d4. Actually, I am right on the variation. It's actually queen d8. Emanuel Lasker moved the queen to d8. And then instead of knight 5 takes d4 that I guessed, it was knight 3 takes d4 using the f3 knight. So continues with knight e5, bishop b3, bishop takes, knight takes, and let's see what just happened. What just happened? A terrible move of queen b6. I don't know why, but g6 should do the trick. Queen d4, queen takes, e takes, knight d3, rook c d1, knight takes, knight e7, king g7. If the game would have been continued, I can say probably here, and all of the pieces will be taken on all squares. So yeah, goes here, goes takes and takes, it goes here, it goes takes and takes. Okay, so there's no choice. I think it's a mistake. We can say that it's probably gonna be like this, and then check, king g7, and so on. Okay, white is in a slight advantage after queen d6, knight e d7, rook f d1, and rook a d8. Well, at least it's worth it. But what's better is g6, knight h6, king g7, queen f4, rook a e8, rook takes, knight takes, knight takes, and king g8. But what will happen if he goes takes? Let's see. If it's queen here, open king, and oh my, no wonder he cannot take it. You have to ignore it. If it's like here, I can probably go for a double check and king there. Probably here. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a draw. Okay, queen g3 is the main game, but the better one is queen f4, g6, knight to d5. Where's knight? Knight d6 rather. Knight d6, knight d5, queen d4, queen takes, rook b8, and bishop takes b5, and it's a better position. Okay, let's go back. And then there goes g6. Now white is still in a slight advantage. Alekhine does it. Queen g5 and king h8. Another bad move. What about knight e4, queen e7, knight ef6, knight d6, knight d5, bishop takes, c takes, and rook takes. White is in a slight advantage, but let's go back. Yeah, exactly, indeed. So another one, it goes knight d6. Is that the one that I've featured? I think so. I think knight d6 was the one. But what is about knight h6, king g7, knight f5, king h8, knight to d6, knight to d5, bishop takes. It didn't do like this. Instead it goes f6 and queen h6 and c takes d5. But let's see what will happen. If he takes it, there's rook there. Okay. The next one is king g7, another bad move. But what about knight d5, bishop takes, f6, queen f4, c takes, rook takes, knight e5, rook c d1, and rook d7. Okay, I guess it's a bit fine, but what should have been the continuation? You can go queen a4 and queen a6 again. You may take this for that, and it's a double pawn. But yeah, what about e4? Okay, e4 could be that good, but I can say rook c4 and then knight g8, rook c d4, knight df6, queen e5, rook fe8, knight takes, rook takes, and queen f4. But why he has to sacrifice that rook? Goes takes. I'll take that, so takes. But this one, why is it called a good move? What was his plan about it? I don't know. And then there's a terrible move of knight g8, but if it's rook d e8, queen f4, knight e5, knight takes, rook takes, rook d6, knight h5, queen d2, and knight f6. That's okay. It's a bit concerning, but yeah, white is better in this. So let's find out what happened next. Rook d3. But the better one is rook c3, knight df6, e5, knight e4, knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and queen c1, and white would have been winning. Okay, I guess we can now find out how the game ended, because it's also featured on our chess shorts. So the bad move, f6. Oh my gosh, blunder. Knight df6 should do the one, and then rook cd1, rook takes, and then goes to take the queen, and then knight there. If he goes here, he goes to take it here, and then probably h4, and then back at it here and here. So I think this here we are. I think this was the one featured in our chess short. Knight f5. Trying is checking the king, and then king h8. And let's see what just happened at the ending. Sacrificing the queen. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. But let's see what will the game should have ended if it's if the continued. Queen takes, king takes, rook f7, queen takes c5, and queen g7 mate. Wow, what a mate we've seen. But here's my theory: if it's here and it's checkmate in this, okay. Now I see how did Alekhine crushed Lasker with his queen sacrifice. Well, that should be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam. Be sure to subscribe and become a Patreon member at patreon.com/PaulPower. Subscribe to my channel, POW Vlogs. Follow me on Twitch, Paul Habaradas, X Paul Habaradas, TikTok, Paul Habaradas, Instagram, Paul Power YT, Threads, Paul Power YT, as well as Facebook, Paul POW, or facebook.com/PaulPowerYT. Join the Discord community, and if you like to if you like to see the quick version that I've done last Friday, go check out the video in the description, or a short. So yeah, we're now 90 days to go. We're on the second part of the countdown to feed the 100 in the year 1935. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.